Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and it's that time of year again. I'm going to be showing you guys all the cool stuff I got at Comic Con. However, I'm going to be doing it to a different format this year because the camera on my laptop is being a little weird and not recording audio. It's a whole weird thing, but hopefully you guys will still enjoy it. The first thing I got was two figures from Madoka Magica. I wanted to get Madoka and Homura, I think that's how you pronounce her name, but they were like way too expensive. So I just got the side character kind of people. They're still really cool and I love their design and stuff. So I'm hoping that when I go to Hamicon, or if I can't go to Hamicon next time I go to Comic Con, I'll be able to get the Madoka and Hamura figure. And yes, of course, knowing me, I had to get a bunch of pins down there, as always. From the artist alley, I got a bunch of them. Particularly, this girl was selling a set of, like, I think 8. One with Team Ruby and one with Team Juniper. I think that's how you pronounce their team's name. And it was just amazing. It was pretty cheap. I can't remember the price but for that many buttons, it was pretty good. I also got a little tiny Princess Peach one, which was adorable. I also got a pin of Gwendolyn, which I've just started getting into the Dark Souls game. I've already played through Bloodborne, and I'm hoping to get Dark Souls 3, but I have watched a lot of Let's Plays of Dark Souls 1 and some of Dark Souls 2, so I thought I'd go ahead and get that since the artwork on it was really cool. Next up is this really cool dragon eye necklace sort of thing. But I'm sorry for the glare on it, but it was the only way I could get the picture right. It has like this red sheen to it, I know, and like the light is going everywhere on it. But hopefully you guys can see just how awesome it is. At the convention, there was a lot of different sort of voice actors that were doing autographs. One of which was the old Power Rangers villain Lord Zed, which I think that's how you pronounce his name. I've heard different people call it in different ways. But I got him to autograph a card of him that he was selling, and it was really cool. And then I got these cute little like chibi keychain version of the crystal gems, which are adorable. They actually have like little gems where their gems would be. It's really well done that I bought in the artist alley. I'm really regretting not getting more business cards to like show with this video, but I only thought about doing that afterwards, so can't do that right now. But maybe for Hamicon. For those of you that watch my channel for a long time, you know that I love anime bags, and this Blue Exorcist bag was sort of my backup bag I bought down there to help carry stuff with. It's a really good material, similar to the one that I have with my Soul Eater bag, where it has the sort of, I suppose you could say, soft material in there to help protect stuff that's in there. It's a really good quality. What I got next was a little bit strange, but I love it because it's awesome, is a little soda can hair clip, but I'm not sure if you can see the hair clip down there the way the picture is. But the strange thing about it isn't it what it is, but actually how I got it. I got it from these girls that usually sell in the artist alley, but weren't allowed to this year. So I just bought it from them like just randomly in the con when I was talking to them, and they told me about what was going on. Apparently, some of the vendors this year weren't allowed to be like vendors because the Comic Con was trying to make it where the artist alley was more like a prints and stuff like that instead of three-dimensional art like the hair clip or some hats and stuff like that. I don't know why they did this, but maybe it was just for space. I don't know. But hopefully by next year they'll be able to make a compromise so that they'll have more of a diversity in their artists. You that watched last year's haul video, you remember that I got a little sort of knit yarn Miku plushie sort of thing, and the same people that did that last year did the same thing for the con mascot girls this year, and I got both of them. Yes, they were extremely expensive, but I love them so much. Okay, the minute I saw this, I knew I had to have it. It's a shiny Butterfree plushie. Butterfree plushie. Sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Okay, ever since I watched the cartoon when I was little, I have loved the pink Butterfree even before I knew what shinies were, and now to have a plushie of it is just like incredibly awesome. So the alpaca thing has become really big lately with everyone going crazy over these cute little alpaca things, and considering that my collection of stuffed animals is sort of lacking in the alpaca department, I decided to get one little cute one this year and maybe add a few more to my collection. And last but certainly not least is the Lugia earrings I got. Sadly, my parents won't let me actually pierce my ears, and it's a whole big thing with them, but I still got them just in case one day I ever get to. I also have quite a bit of posters. I've got anywhere from 13 to 15, but sadly, because of this format I'm using with the pictures and everything, I can't really show you them because there's either too much glare or there's too much shadow and it's just a mess. I may show them to you later in like a video when I show off my room and like all the stuff I got, but for now we're just gonna have to wait. And that concludes the haul part of the video. I'm going to be talking now about the stuff that I thought they did right and did wrong at the con and all my general feelings about it. If you just came to see the haul part of the video, then you can go ahead and click off now. But if you're interested in my opinions, let's get into it. So first off, this year I sort of came out of my shell a little bit and actually talked to people. Ooh, I know, a big step, huh? Yeah, I'm a bit of an introvert at times and don't really like to talk to people all that much. And when I do, I usually say something incredibly embarrassing. But this time around, I actually made an effort to try to talk to more people, and I think I did a pretty good job. Of course, there were still some embarrassing moments, but I guess that's just par for the course for me. As for the food this year, they actually did have a vendor open that had like two lines. Well, it kind of opened to three later, but at the start when I was in line, it was in two lines, and they were long. Like, it took forever for these lines to move. That's not really a problem with, well, I mean, it's not the fault of the con itself or the people making the food. It's just, I would suggest with all the room they had in the room they were selling the food, they could have maybe had some more vendors come in and sell things. Just an idea for next year. Okay, this year for the Pokemon Center was a bit strange. For those of you that don't know, every year at Comic Con they have a little room that's set up for Pokemon, for you can do the trading card game or the digital game, whatever you want to do with the DS and all that sort of stuff. But this year they changed it so that the Pokemon room would be joint with the gaming room, which isn't really a problem, except they didn't put it on the little pamphlet thing at all. It's extremely confusing for anyone who was wanting to do the little Pokemon League they had going on. I was only able to figure out what was going on much later on in the con, and by that point, I couldn't even do the League because there wasn't enough time. So next year, I suggest they either make it like it was before, where they're all in one room, or actually put it on the little pamphlet thing that indeed it will be in the gaming room. Just whatever they decide, clarity is what is needed. This year about the panels was sort of weird. I'm not saying that there wasn't anything good, it's just there wasn't much there that I really cared about. Like last year, there was a handful of things that I really wanted to go to, and it was fun and everything, like the Legend of Korra panel and all that. But this time around, there really wasn't anything that interesting. There was a Steven Universe panel which I wanted to go to, but I sort of missed because I didn't recognize what time it was, and that was on me. It wasn't their fault. But just having a more wide variety of panels would be nice because it seemed like everything they had was like just sort of off kilter and wasn't really what I was looking for. But once again, that's just mostly personal taste, and what I may enjoy and what someone else may enjoy may be completely different. So for someone else, this could have been like the best setup ever, and like maybe this is like they got to go to every panel because they enjoyed everything. And it's just more of a personal gripe than anything. This year for the cosplay music video, I was looking for a lot of places with a lot of light because with the camera I have, light is sort of a problem. I found if you're looking for a lot of light and a good place to take pictures is on the little bridge that they have connecting the hotel and the BJCC, like the actual thing. Since it's all glass going down there, it like makes some great lighting. Like it was cloudy as I'll get out, and the lighting was still amazing. One of the things that I had sort of mixed feelings on this year was the little counter thing they gave you. For those of you that don't know, this year at Comic Con, you got to vote for one amongst four themes for next year's con. So the themes were cool, cute, sci-fi, and Japanese, and you got to vote for which sort of theme you wanted next year's convention to be ran around. The only problem with this is that the way they did it was they gave you a little walk counter. And this walk counter thing that made it where you clip it on your shirt or whatever, the more you walk, the more points you get, the more points you get, the more times you can vote in that category. So basically, whoever did the most walking won. Now, this is good in theory, but I have two problems with it. Number one is that it's kind of unfair to people who were just wanting to sit down a lot during the convention. for those that like to play a lot of things in the gaming room or in the card room or whatever, it was kind of unfair to penalize them just for enjoying the con. Secondly, I saw a lot of people just taking the thing and shaking it and making points go up that way. But even then, there's something weird about it because, like, randomly, it seems, the points on them will just go away, like disappear. And if it goes past a certain number, I think it was like 9,099 or whatever, like, it'll just disappear, like, completely, and the buttons would come undone from them and like mess everything up. They were just a big mess, like not worth the trouble at all. I think what they should do next year is just at the beginning of the con, when you get your badge and everything, they give you a little like check off slip thing where you can vote for what you want the theme next year to be. Then they put it into a little valid box and then they count them up at the end of the con and say what it's going to be and everything, and then that can be the theme. But with all that said, I really did have a great time at this Comic Con. I felt tired as all get out when I got back, which means I had a pretty good time. It was an amazing, fun experience where I got to meet a lot of cool people, and it was just all around amazing. With all that said, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and I hope to see you at the next Comic Con.